Oh, someone spent a lot of money. Hi, and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, yesterday I kind of blew an absolute fortune on 6 cars. 6 vintage Tamiya cars. So this is me attempting to try and justify my stupidness. Yes. And what did we start with? This beauty. What is it? Well, it's an Avante 1988 in beautiful condition. It's an early one as well because it's got the different steering plate, and the uprights are the very fragile ones, and it's in really good condition. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I have an 88. Well, it turns out I've got 2. Now, no one can have 2. There's no justification for having 2. So the plan is this. I'm keeping this one and selling my other one. Now, why? Well, I will do a nut and bolt restoration on this car anyway, and that's what I planned on doing on the other one. But this one is a little bit further along, so I thought, well, I'll keep this one and just sell that one. I'm going to do a whole new body and original decals and all that kind of stuff, as well as I want to polish up all the bright work and everything like that. It's got a lovely Technigold motor in it, which is what's supposed to be in it. So yeah, that is my 88. The only thing that I probably will change is that the shocks that used to be gold, they've almost gone to a silver now. I guess they've been polished or something, or whether it's just been sat in the sun and they've slowly changed colour. So at some point I'd like to get them re-anodized or basically change them for something else. Maybe I'll get some from a 2011. I don't know. I'll have to see how much of the same. I know they're different colours, but we'll see, because they're looking a bit washed out. Or whether I can get these re-anodized, I don't know. So that's my beautiful 88. The next car I picked up was this beautiful thing. That's the Hotshot. No, Hotshot? No, ThunderShot. Hotshot. Hotshot's that one. ThunderShot. So this is a original ThunderShot, never been driven, absolutely mint condition. Beautiful. It's had all the hop-ups done on it. It's got the rear anti-roll bars, the extra spoiler, the gold wheels, bit of bling, you know. Lovely. It hasn't got a mark on it. Also, it has a Technigold motor in it, which is fantastic. I will do some montages of these at the end so you can see in detail. It's got all the original electronics and it's beautiful. So that is my ThunderShot. Now, if I'm keeping this, I've got to let one car go. So the plan was, I've actually put up for sale my Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon was exactly like this, as in it's mint condition, never been driven, but the body needs to be painted. But I actually prefer the look of this one. So I would rather keep this one and sell that one. So to do that, I've put that up. So that's up for sale right now, and that's a mint Thunder Dragon. The reason is I just prefer the look of this. It's got the gold wheels, the extra upgrades, and it's got the Technigold motor. So that's why this is staying and that is going. Not that that's a bad car or anything, because it's in mint condition too. It just needed to be painted. But if it doesn't sell, I'll paint it and then put it back up again. So there you go. The next car I picked up was this, and that is a vintage Astute. But Gav, you've already got one. Yes, I know I already got one. Now I have two. But I've actually sold the other one. So what happened? Well, I had one that was sitting up there. If anybody of you who are eagle-eyed would have known, it's been sitting there for quite a while. Now, this one actually comes from the same person I bought that one from. Now, I decided that I will sell mine and keep this one. Why? Well, this one has high caps on it. The front tyres are almost new. And this one has a Technigold motor in it as well. The body is in slightly better condition. So all in all, this one is a slightly better car. The actual car itself is exactly the same. So it's got a slightly better bumper on it, but there wasn't that much in it between the two really. So slightly better tyres. So instead of taking all this stuff off and putting it on the other car, it was just easier to keep this one and sell that one. So that's what I've done, and it's sold already. It sold yesterday and it's gone out today. So this is my new Astute. Now I've got still to do with this one. I've got to put the upgraded gearbox in it that I have, and I'll do a full rebuild of this one. I've got new arms still waiting to go on. So what I should end up with is a beautiful top of the line Astute. Unfortunately, this morning, while I was messing around with the tyres, I broke the upright knuckle off it. My own stupid fault. When I was trying to undo it, it was just spinning because this has like a pin design, and I think it was damaged before, and then when I was trying to do it, it was just spinning and spinning. So I tried to pop off the arm and it just cracked and snapped off. So yeah, I broke it already. But I've actually managed to pick up the what is it, the A tree or the C tree in metal. What's that? That's these uprights, the actual arms themselves, and the back ones in black metal. So they're coming, they're going to take a while to come. I'll put a picture up here of them. They were quite expensive, 40 quid, but being that if I was trying to get one of the original ones, it's probably going to cost me 20 odd quid anyway, and they're really weak design. So replacing them with metal ones. Now I could have gone for the super Astute front end uprights, which are different, which are much stronger, but I didn't want to change it too much. So the compromise was to have exactly the same design but just in metal. Then I went with black as well so that they'll just look normal, but it's a lot stronger, but original, well, as original as I could get it really. So there you go. So it's actually in lovely condition. Once I get that rare gearbox on the back, it's going to be beautiful. So that's my Astute. The next car I got, I was a bit not too sure about. That was the Vanquish. Now, this car is not in as good condition as I'd like because I'm not looking for project. This is a perfect project car, but I wasn't really looking for projects. So I kind of decided I wouldn't buy this. But then we got talking, and basically for the price he was offering it, he threw in some Top Force Evo tyres. And if anybody knows, these are super rare. These are the thin pointy spikes, and they're quite rare and hard to get hold of. A lot of people are mistaking these for the square spikes, which is the newer ones, which are easy to get hold of, but they're not the correct ones. So basically I got the Vanquish and a full set of Evo tyres. Turns out I've put two of the tyres on my Dyna Storm because the rear tyres had just perished. Not from use, but just from age, and they'd cracked. So I needed to replace them anyway, so that would have cost me a certain amount of money. So I've done that. And then these two will go onto the Top Force Evo, as I need to put new tyres. But unfortunately they're glued on, so it's going to be a bit of a pain. So if anyone knows of a good way to get glued tyres off without damaging them, because these rims are original and they're super expensive, so I've got to get them off to put the new tyres on, put a comment below because that'd be really helpful. Anyway, we digress. So the Vanquish, I have a love-hate relationship with this car. If you've been watching the channel for a while, I restored one on the show back to complete mint, which is this one up here. Every nut and bolt, chassis, everything is brand new on that one. New body and everything. I'll put a link, you can go and check it out. So I wasn't really looking for another one. It's a little bit tired. The body I'm hoping will polish up okay, but then someone cut some vent holes in it, which I'm not too keen on. So really it kind of could do with a new body. It's got the wrong tyres, but I have got a set of the real correct tyres for the rear, but I'll probably have to buy some front ones. The car itself is in pretty solid condition, but it has been used, as you can see. So it's not what I'd class as a special one, but it would be a clean runner. There's no damage to the front or rear, which is good because these are super fragile. So this one is purely going to be sold, but I didn't want to sell it now. Also, it's got some problems with the gearbox. The diffs seem to work okay, front and back. Front's a bit stiff, but there's no drive to the front. So I'm not sure what's going on. So I wasn't comfortable putting that on eBay straight away until I've dug into it and had a look around and see. Luckily, if I need to get new gears or anything like that, they're easy to get hold of. So that's not a problem. It's got a Super Sport, which is the correct motor for it. I think it's the right motor. I've got a gold one in that one. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I think the Super Sport motor is the correct one. I know the 2001 is, but there we go. Anyway, so maybe I'm wrong on that one. Post a comment below if you know what motor came with this, but I'm pretty sure it was the Sports Tune motor. So once I've given this a bit of love and got it to a position where I think I'm comfortable to sell it, then I'll probably put it up on eBay. So while that's going to be holding me back for a while, unfortunately, I decided to sell my Vanquish, which is my driver Vanquish, which is unfinished. The car is in really good condition and I got a new body that's cut out, but I haven't painted it. So I've put that up for sale. If it doesn't sell, I will finish the body off and then sell it on again. But that one is all in tickety-boo condition, really. So that is the Vanquish. Why have I got three? No one should have three of these. No one should have two of these. You should have one mint one, and that's your lot. Another car that was in the collection was this, a 2001 Avante. Now this is probably my favourite Avante from a looks point of view, and also it's a challenge to restore these versus the other ones, mainly because the 2011 version brought a lot of spare parts, but some of those parts don't work on this car, like the bumper, the wheels, the body's different, the driver's different. So restoring these is a lot harder and they're a lot rarer. This one's in pretty decent condition, to be quite honest with you. The body's in great condition. There's a little bit of aging in the perspex, but I think with some wet and dry, you'll be able to get, if you were very careful, I think you'd be able to remove a layer to bring it back to be crystal clear again. But there's no tears or anything like that. Decals, yes, everyone struggles to get them here, so they're a little bit, they make it so you turn them over, so they never look brilliant, but that's how they designed it. And there we go. So this has the wheels, which are super difficult to find, and the black suspension is also really good. So yeah, this one, what am I doing with it? Well, the plan is just to sell this one on. I actually have my own one, which is up here. If I can get it. This is my one. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, why am I selling this one when this one is worse? Well, there's a plan. I already have an original 2001 body and decals, so I'm going to do my own body. If I didn't have those, I would probably keep this car and then sell this car. The only real difference between the two, apart from that, is I've cleaned this one a little bit more and the tyres are in better shape. That's the only real difference. This one has the correct sports tune motor in it, where this one doesn't at the moment have a sports tune motor. But I do have a spare one in this car, which is Rebecca's Madcap, that's in mint condition. But I put it up for sale. If it doesn't sell, what I'll do is I'll probably take that motor out and put it in this, just to make it a little bit more desirable. And I may actually sort this out myself to get this a little bit clearer, in case that's putting people off. But from their age, it's in great shape. It's had a new bottom fitted to it, but the gearbox access panel's been changed. The bumper hasn't, but that's pretty standard on all of them. You just can't get replacement ones of those. So yeah, that's my 2001. Another car I picked up yesterday was the Dyna Blaster. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll recognize this car because I did a full rebuild of one of these. I'll put a link up here if you haven't seen that video, but there it is over there, fully restored. So why did I get this one? Well, it came with a pink Acto Power motor. I put a picture up here to show you what it looks like, and I wanted that for my one. Now, why would I want a pink Acto Power motor in my Dyna Blaster? Well, it shares the platform with the sister car, which is the Dynastorm. And the Dynastorm has the pink, I don't know if you can see there, has the pink motor too. So it kind of goes together. So that. Now, a lot of people don't even know about this car, but because it's got such a racing pedigree, it's a fantastic driving buggy. It's really, really good. It didn't sell that well, mainly because the kit was very expensive, and it did look very much like a Stadium Blitzer, as well as a Stadium Thunder, because it shares the same shell, and they're a lot cheaper cars. And without knowing the difference with the extra gearbox, different gearboxes and things like that, most people just went with those. So that's made this car quite rare. They come up now and again, but they're nowhere near as popular. Mainly because of their price. So obviously that now demand a lot more for these, so they've now become even more expensive. So that's the Dyna Blaster, and I'll be selling this one. It came with these sand paddle tyres, which are not standard. It should just have normal spike tyres. So I'm going to try and sell it like this, but if it doesn't sell on the first round, I'll probably source some new original tyres to make it back to how it should be. But for now, I'll just leave it with the paddle tyres on. I would actually like to try these tyres myself at the beach. So if it doesn't sell on the first round, I'll probably swap them and keep these for myself. They all got the original rims, and it's, apart from that, completely stock. So that's my Dyna Blaster.
I've got some special memories. They're all including you and me. You make me forget that I'm shy.
As you can see, it was a very expensive day, but some of the cars I'm going to keep, some I'm upselling, and others I'm just going to sell. So that's my collection. Thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can make single donations to the PayPal email address below, or check out our Patreon page, which has loads of other content that I put up slightly earlier, bits and pieces, and what I'm doing behind the scenes. Head over to Facebook group RCKicks. There's 1,600 people now chatting away about all types of cars, not just about Tamiya stuff, but there's all the other brands in there as well, and they're a friendly bunch and always happy to help. Thanks very much. See you on the next one. Bye bye. Check out one of these RC Kicks videos for some more RC fun.